in the comparison of a marriage and stuff, following along with that, he and Adam, and I would say come along Brooke, and she might hurt me for saying this publicly, but I call Brooke Bam, B-A-M, because she is a badass mom.
Okay.
Woman, moms, hard, and I wish she had been my mom, or there'd been an incarnation 50 years ago. I would, but like parents, and how he was just describing how they behave, and they came through their hurdles and stuff like that, and they've come to understanding ways and modalities of performing. Then their team, the kids of that marriage, have learned by demonstration and practice how to relate with the world, their client base, and bring the same prescription or solution, tools, skill sets to that matter, and it really performs as a family business. The business performs as a family. Not that they're all blood related or something like that, but their conduct is familial.
You guys are arguably around each other more than your real family.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
People at work, or anybody that hears this is probably the truth for anybody in the working, arena, platform, whatever.
It had
You're around a lot of people that you don't see.
Getting to know them, learn about them, observe them, going on close to 7 years now, because they have their whole neighborhood clique. And I got to quit saying us so much. I said like 1,000 times on last week's. I've gotten so out of practice.
Driving you crazy right now.
It's
in your head
right now. Yeah, I can't get rid of it. Really. But observing them and watching them. Whenever Elijah had come along with this idea and the like, and approached me last year with the whole digital ALF effort rollout kind of thing like that, I was like, yeah, I would like to be a part of that, because one, I know who I'm already representing, helping to represent, and I know who I am looking to perform with. They've lived their resume in front of me for, again, over 6 years, and it's attractive. I want that. I would like to have that person to call on the phone to talk about the Joro spiders, or my fist-cue's getting a little tall.
We see them.
Yeah,
I knocked down more than I.
They are brutal.
Oh yeah.
I don't have them in my house.
I'm tied to Joros this year, so I just keep bringing them up.
Are they invasive and you do want to kill them? People are like, no, you don't want to. People, I don't know what's the actual answer.
Well, with anything, it's responsible control, right? So you don't just want to go napalm the entire neighborhood and get
some of us do.
Yeah, and get rid of.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Just
it's not a bald. It's not a bald eagle. It's not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, the last one left on the face of the earth, or anything, right?
Do it still taste like chicken?
Yeah. So they have no known predators here, except birds. Might fly in if they're really hungry and eat them, but there's nothing that is going to control them. And sometimes spiders are their own predators. The young tend to leave after they're hatched or whatever they do. They usually
scatter.
They scatter.
And they have them like hundreds at a time, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's exact.
And they won't eat their young. They'll allow their young to hang out in the same web with them and feed.
Oh yeah, I've got like triple
one. The male is smaller, right?
duplexes.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not into the.
That's pretty typical in the animal world,
right.
The insect world.
But I know enough about it to be dangerous to myself, really. But you need to knock them down. I mean, they're all in the woods. We've had this.
Yes,
you can go. You can go on our YouTube and somebody commented and said, "Don't kill them. They eat bugs." Well, yeah, but they're bugs too, right?
Yeah.
So
do 75 other spiders that are living out there.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to napalm and kill them all, but it's okay to kill the dozen that are around your house, because if you don't, they're going to have 400 more, and then you're going to have 1,200 around your house.
Crawling on your face in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to burn the house down.
Yeah.
Did that last year with the daddy long legs.
Those I can deal with.
Well, yeah, but no, I was asleep.
They're very poisonous, aren't they?
Oh yeah, but
Actually,
their
they
mouths
can't
aren't
bite.
large enough
They
to.
can bite, but it's just irritating. They're not.
I thought
they're
they had
really-
like a super potent
I did
venom,
too.
but their mouths weren't large enough to bite humans.
That's exactly what I've
That's
heard.
what I heard.
That's a granddaddy long leg type of.
Okay,
But no, they
No.
will bite. I've seen
Yeah.
them. I've seen them bite somebody
but
before.
there's actually several kinds of the daddy long legs, or what are called daddy long legs. Like one's got like its body looks like rice. It's just a slender white
Okay.
tubular. Then there's one that's like just fat, round,
Okay.
spider kind of.
Okay.
He's okay in me, man.
You obviously
He's
sit
okay.
there. It's a spider. In my world, it's just.
Well, I mean,
it's a
splat.
spider, man. It's a daddy long legs.
yeah.
It looks like it.
But-
So
Oh, sigh.
kill them if you can get to them.
Yeah, kill him if you
They've-
get to him.
There's a wood line out there where there's 6 billion of them, so they'll be fine.
They won't miss.
They'll be fine. They'll be back.
Fredo, they won't even know Fred's gone. But
Let,
yeah,
let me ask you a question. This is off topic. It's something that's distracting me right now. So, you said healthy 93. You said your dad, you lost your dad. So, we're having a family thing right now. My stepdad's going home with hospice tomorrow actually. He's in the hospital right now. So, had you dealt with that before? Like it 4 times?
I have
You know,
not.
It's it's a little tough to hear my mom talk about it. She's at the hospital right now. My sister's on the way to her, and he's 84
That
years
was
old.
this in-home hospital.
It's gonna be in home.
yeah.
He's 84 years old, and he's had dementia, slowly progressing, but it seems like it's kind of
It's rapid. It
it
builds like
seems
snowball.
he had a fall about a
Cumulative.
month ago, and I got kind of worried then. It seems like there's always a little bit of a small accident, and then things, and it seems like
Yes.
that's happened, and he's fell a couple times, and he goes to the hospital, and his kidneys are starting to fail, and then they have to make the hard decision, or she did, essentially today, to be like,
What, the whole
Cut him
like,
off.
DNR routine kind of thing?
yeah, I guess, I don't,
Yeah.
but his kidneys.
I mean,
are
renal
failing.
shutdown. That's it. And at that age, looking for replacements, they're not gonna.
They're not
They're not gonna
they
do that.
don't-
They're not
they
gonna get
don't-
kidneys from a 12-year-old.
Not unless you got your own sitting on
Yeah.
standby, right?
Yeah.
And it's so does I don't know how you cope with that decision or how you come to that decision, but it's just it's an odd situation to be in to know it's imminent.
Yeah. You're not gonna stop it, but then how do you handle feeling like you're complicit with it, or how do you feel like if you're accelerating it? I mean, because at least with me, people have been dying for a few thousand years without help.
Yeah.
And whatever the sadness, the mercy, blah blah blah. Either side of the argument. Definitely not a Kevorkian, but I don't want undue suffering. And so, where does the line get drawn here? Because we're so enabled with all our modern medicine and science to drag. It seems like to me, in a way, to drag these would have died at this point people
Right.
down this road to where they're even more miserable longer from a healthy, hale life. With all the drugs and everything like that, it seems like what it has done is extended past that healthy time that would have been more natural to create this this arena of unnatural and unhappy. I mean, because watching somebody die day after day after day after day in their bed or in their chair, the chemotherapy booths at hospitals,
Yeah.
man. Oh,
Just
just
recently.
horrible.
So the option was dialysis or
That's
just-
another horrible.
And I
That's the
wouldn't-
blood routine.
Yeah,
yeah,
several
That's
hours,
out.
several
It
days
was-
a
Times a
week.
week, yeah.
also my biological dad, he had a port put in and had to do dialysis, and he was down for 3 days.
Yeah,
After each session.
After each
Yeah, it
session,
wears you
yeah,
out.
just
and it's
barely
and-
make it back. Maybe have a meal and back the next morning to go do it all over again. My buddy Dave, my last death in my circle, the year I moved out here, had to fly right back to put him in the ground. Yeah, twice a week, and it would knock him out about 3 days, and we would go out and do a lunch, and right back to dialysis the very next morning, and again out. So he'd eat like a meal a week. You know, I mean, there's a little nibbling and stuff like that through bouts of.
So all this you
It's
guys
horrible.
talking about, I'm comparing and contrasting because my biological father, 2018. The reason I say biological is I'll get there in a minute. But 2018 passed, but it was all within a week. And I was like, then I look at my buddy who was a neighbor, but he was kind of like a second father to me. From December to last month, it was just grueling. Kidney, liver failure, dialysis 3 times a week. This guy was a Terminator, man. He was so strong. He was an Atlanta cop for 27 years.
Yeah.
He was a lawyer. He's a helicopter motor unit. He was a badass. And I look at this guy, he's just weak and, you know, just
a husk.
and deteriorating. And so I look at all this, and it makes me think about it. Like, that's the shitty part about death, is watching that happen to a loved one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I go and look, and I'm like, all right, as fucked up as this might sound, my mom's 77, healthy as a horse. Like, the rate she's going, she'll outlive me.
Same here. It
Like,
seems
she's-
like.
But I'll say this. I'm kind of like, if she died in a freak car wreck, I would much rather that than seeing somebody go for a year.
Oh yeah, blink of
6
an eye,
months, or that
so
slow
much better.
motion, man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound crazy. And it's funny for him to born kids. I forgot about that weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it was just funny that you brought it up. But
I think
it
that's
kind of makes me think though, like, you know what? Maybe a freak death. Now, when they're 20 and young, but like if they're older and there's a freak death, like, I don't want you to go down in an airplane because that's a horrible way to go. Because the last 3 minutes of your life is just fucking terrifying. But if you just get T-boned and your lights out, I'd much rather, if I had an option on how to go, I'd rather be T-bone lights out than
Yeah,
die
drag
for
it
8
out.
months.
Yeah,
You know?
Sure,
that's
of course.
completely rational.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just the
And sometimes, like, if I knew I was going to be like that, not to sound totally off the hook, but I just eat the bullet, get loaded up, drink a bottle of bourbon, and see the bullet.
yeah.
But I wouldn't leave a mess for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, always clean up after yourself.
It's funny, like, I'm being serious.
Yeah, always clean up after yourself. What was that? The 4 signs in something county.
On that note, I'm going to go get a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.